You say my outfit is too revealing? You just don't get it. The more revealing the clothing, the higher the defense.
Hey everyone, Sparks back with another Goddess Victory Nikke video, and we just got the kit revealed for Maiden Ice Rose, and she's looking pretty good, both aesthetically and power-wise. So let's take a look at what she actually does. She is a Burst 3 Defender. I'm happy to see another one. We just got Cinderella. Before that, we basically only had 2B and Kilo, so it's always good to see another Burst 3 Defender. She uses a rocket launcher and is code Electric. Has a standard ammo capacity of 6, reload time of 2 seconds, and deals 61% of attack as damage. Before we get into her actual skills, I just gotta say the voice lines for her are peak. Like the meta joke, it's so funny how like self-aware she is. The whole joke about how the more revealing the armor is, the more protective it is. I love it. Like shift up, you know what you're doing. Anyway, let's take a look at her skills. So skill 1 is called Meditation. Everything is kind of like cleric themed. Again, we're going with like the classic kind of RPG classes kind of theme, just like we were with Guillotine as well. It says activates when entering burst stage 1, affects self when MP is 0. Okay, so instead of doing EXP like we did with Guillotine, we're doing MP or magic points with Maiden. It says MP recovers by 1. And then MP can be accumulated. And then all accumulated MP is consumed when using a burst skill. And then activates when entering full burst. So first on burst stage 1, the first part did. And now on full burst, the second part will activate. Affects self when MP is above 1. MP replenishes by 1. MP can be accumulated. All accumulated MP is consumed when using burst skill. And then it says activates when attacking with full charge for 6 times. So basically a full clip. Of course, if you add more extra ammo, then she'll be able to do this multiple times before reloading. But a standard 6 times. Affects self. Max HP goes up by 6% without restoring HP for 15 seconds and stacks up to 10 times. Now, it only lasts 15 seconds and she has to do a full charge with it. So we'll see how well these things actually stack. If the enemy jumps off screen or things like that, or if the reload time is kind of slow, I could see it being hard to actually keep like a maximum of 10 stacks, but we'll see how that actually works in reality. Against some enemies, it's probably not going to be too much of a problem. Skill 2 says blessings upon you. Oh, and by the way, so increasing max HP, as you'll see, is kind of like a gimmick with her. She's also going to have a very high base max HP stat as a defender. She's not necessarily trying to heal herself. She's just trying to do things to scale off of her HP. So skill 2 says blessings upon you, activates when MP is replenished. So this is going to kind of all still be tied to her burst skill, right? Because when entering burst stage 1 or when entering full burst, her skill 1 is what replenishes her MP. So this is going to go off when it's replenished. Activates affects all electric code allies except for self. This is kind of unique. We haven't seen a lot of skills that say all allies except self. So this is specifically not going to help her, but any other electric code allies. It says damage to strong element goes up by 40% for 10 seconds. That's really good. This is a much higher modifier than we were seeing with Guillotine. This is something more comparable to like what we would get on overload lines. So this is going to be a pretty big boost. And then also attack goes up by 20% of caster's attack for 10 seconds. Now, notably, this is not final attack. This is her base attack. She is a defender. So again, this is going to be a relatively small boost, but still 20% of her attack as buffing other allies plus the 4% elemental damage could be quite a bit. It's just really unfortunate that she doesn't buff herself with any of this stuff. It also says activates when MP is used. So this is going to be, again, like what happens when her skill 1 activates. And it says damage to strong element goes up by 31% for 10 seconds. So, if you can get these to happen at the same time, which, you'll hit burst stage 1 and then full burst. So in theory, you should be able to get these both to go off, right after one another. You would have a strong elemental damage up of like 72% for 10 seconds, which is pretty crazy. And then she's also going to increase attack by 3.2% of caster's final max HP for 10 seconds. Now, final max HP even though it's only 3%, could be a very significant buff because, again, she is a defender. She's has an ability that increases her own max HP. It's going to include whatever else is buffing her max HP. That could be pretty devastating. Also says activates when attacking with full charge one time. So only need to do it one time here rather than the 6 from her skill 1. And it says affects one enemy nearest the crosshair, deals 547% of final attack as damage. Now, again, final attack is important here because she's going to be getting buffs from other things. If this was just normal attack, this wouldn't be that good. But that looks like that could be a lot of damage. And, basically every full charge. There's no other like stipulations here. Just anytime you do full charge, the enemy nearest her crosshair is going to take 547% of final attack as damage. That's really good. That looks really, really good. Her burst skill is a standard 40 seconds as we would expect for a burst 3. So, nothing going on there, no other shenanigans. I'm still waiting for them to make a 20-second cooldown of a burst 3. I mean, maybe one day it'll happen. They'll probably be busted. They'd have to make them bad, otherwise it would just be totally bonkers. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. So her burst says affects one enemy nearest the crosshair, deals damage equal to 1,372.8% of attack that is calculated based on 10% of the caster's final max HP. Attacks continuously based on current MP. So it looks like this is going to go off as many times as she has MP, I think is what that means, because it says attacks continuously based on current MP. So however much MP she's built up, she's going to fire off 1,372% of 10% of her final max HP. That feels like that could be a lot of damage. I feel like I need to pull in that meme here. That's a lot of damage. That seems really good. It's hard to, think exactly how much damage it's going to be off the top of my head, but I feel like that could be pretty devastating. So it's interesting that we're getting things for a pure water team with Guillotine, and now we're getting something with a pure electric team. I want to say Maiden looks like the more effective one for bursting or for boosting electric team. Also, we do have a lot of really powerful electric units, such as Cinderella, Ein, even normal OG Scarlet, although she's definitely falling off. Summer Anise. I mean, there's definitely a lot of really devastating electric attackers out there, and Maiden might just be a worthy addition. The only thing I'm kind of bummed that her skill 2 doesn't buff herself, but overall, I gotta say she looks pretty good in more ways than one. Let me know what you think. I think she's probably the more powerful one, probably the more valuable one to pull for, and we're all probably going to want to get that wallpaper of her anyway. Although, she's limited. This might be something worth using your gold tickets on, but just keep in mind we do have New Year's coming up, and we will definitely get some cool units for that as well. So just be mindful of your resources. Don't use everything. But yeah, let me know. Are you more excited about Maiden, or are you more excited about Guillotine? Like I said, I think personally, Maiden looks a little stronger. Her skills are pretty interesting. She kind of gives me vibes of being a combination of 2B and Amelia, which is funny. It's 2 limited units, and now we're getting a semi-limited unit with them being combined for our new winter seasonal unit. But yeah, all right. I'm about to make another Girls Frontline 2 video, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, if you're interested in that, and of course, more Nikke videos all the time. And I will check you guys out in the next video or stream.